Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. Root Beer here. We're going to be looking at the Fermat 2000 paper put out by the Center for Education in Mathematics and Computing, so that's the University of Waterloo. And we're up to question number 11. That's the very first question in Part B. So let's take a look here. So, when the regular pentagon is reflected, we got this pentagon over here, in the line PQ, and then rotated clockwise 144 degrees about the center of the pentagon, the position is... Alright, so that's what we're asked to figure out. So probably the easiest way to do this sort of question is to actually go through the steps, step by step, and figure out where exactly this pentagon is going to end up once we've reflected it in the line PQ. So, as I say, best thing to do is draw a picture, and you'll notice we have that shaded region. So we're going to be able to keep track of where the pentagon shifts and exactly how it shifts. So here we have the line PQ, and we draw a pentagon. Admittedly, this is not the best possible pentagon I could be drawing. But don't forget this shaded spot. Okay? And that's going to help us watch where the pentagon shifts and rotates to. So let's just do a simple reflection. We'll write it below. And what we notice is that immediately when we reflect, this bottom triangle just flips over. And from there, we can construct the rest of the pentagon. And since we're reflecting just in the line PQ, our shaded region doesn't move anywhere. He just sort of gets flipped over, and so he still stays there on the left. Okay? So now we're asked, after the line has been reflected, we need to rotate clockwise about 144. And as we can see looking at the pictures here, when we rotate by 144 degrees, no matter what we do, we're still going to rotate and get pentagons. The pentagon's sort of going to stay in the same position, but each of the triangles is going to move around. Okay? So when we think about being rotated clockwise by 144 degrees, we're going to try and see which triangles get shifted where. But of course, we need to remember, what does clockwise mean? And so that's why it's always a good idea to have an analog wristwatch or work in a room that has an analog clock. So if we draw ourselves a little clock, we have 12 at the top, 3, 6, 9. Clockwise is the direction going around the clock so that the numbers increase. Okay? It doesn't come up a whole lot on contests, but it is important to know which one's clockwise, and the reverse, of course, counterclockwise. So, as I say, when we rotate these pentagons by 144 degrees, the triangles each move into each other's positions. And so we're going to really be able to tell everything about where that shaded triangle moves. But we need to ask, is 144 the smallest with which this happens, or is there maybe a smaller angle we can rotate to still move these triangles to one another? And we see pretty quickly by taking a look at these interior angles here, it's going to be 360 degrees divided by 5 because there's 5 of these triangles. And we're going to get 72 degrees. So when we rotate by 72 degrees, it's going to send each triangle to its adjacent partner. Okay, so this triangle gets sent to this one's sent to the shaded one, and so on. Okay. Now we also see pretty quickly that 144, the angle that we're meant to move around, is going to be 2 times 72 degrees. So we're going to shift each triangle not over by 1, but by 2. So this triangle moves to the shaded triangle, this one moves over, and our shaded triangle moves up to the top, and we just keep going. Remember, we're going in a clockwise direction. Okay, you don't want to reverse that because you'll get the shaded square in the wrong position and you won't be able to get the right answer. So, when we do that, we see, well, our pentagon's going to stay in the same basic shape, but it's going to be up against the line PQ, but the triangles have shifted around. And now, really importantly, the shaded square, which tells us which answer is right, is now at the top. So we take a look, and we see that, C, that middle one, is the one that has the shaded triangle at the very top. So we marked C, and that about does it for question number 11. So in the next video, we're going to see question number 12 on the 2000 Fermat. Join me then.